noticias.
¿Qué tal? ¿Cómo le va?
Buenas tardes. Estás a punto de escuchar
Yo soy Javier Alatorre.
las noticias con Javier Alatorre.
La vamos a pasar muy bien.
Comenzamos.
Hello and welcome to today's show. We're live on this wonderful Friday, February 5th. This is BNI Now, a show that's dedicated to basically platform all of the BNI members in Houston and frankly in the world. We've had a lot of different members come on the show over the last 6 months, and we're very excited today to have 4 very special people. They're all going to be here in the studio with us, braving the elements out there. It's not such a great day, but you know, this is an important show. So we're glad you're with us today. We'll talk a little bit about what BNI is first, sort of give you an update. BNI is the largest referral organization in the world, period. There's nothing that even compares to BNI. We were just talking earlier about the chambers of commerce and basically what's been going on with them over the last, basically since the pandemic started. And the fact of the matter is that most of those chambers, unfortunately, have not been able to function because most of those chambers meet in very large groups. BNI has done some groundbreaking work. You know, all of our chapters are still live. As a matter of fact, they've been growing. Nowadays, I think in Houston alone, we have, I want to say here, 54 chapters, over 1,200 members. That's up from last year. I think we had around 48, 47 chapters. So even during this pandemic, BNI has been growing. And why? Because we're able to do it online. We're able to do it safely. We're able to still create and generate very, very important relationships with fellow business owners, and we're able to sell. Okay, this is a tool for you to be able to sell and grow your business. So if you don't know about BNI, do yourself a favor, go to bni.com or bnihouston.com, check out a chapter, go visit a chapter, see what it's all about. I guarantee you won't be disappointed. That being said, I have fantastic guests today with us, 2 of them coming from one of the most exciting chapters that we have here in Houston, the BNI Moneymakers. First, we're going to introduce here Steve Spoon from Victory Installation. How you doing, Steve?
Very well. Thank you for having me.
No, it's great to have you here. So I know that your particular, let's say, journey with BNI is I won't say typical. I mean, I've heard about it a lot, but yours is pretty special in the sense that how you built your business. Because when you started being in BNI, you were still a new company, right?
I was, very much so. So we were a hobby business, my son and I. My son actually is the one that started the company about 4.5 years ago when he was a freshman in high school. And he came to me and he said, I want to have my own business. So like all fathers, I thought, I'm getting a new pressure washer or a new lawnmower out of this, right? So he told me he wanted to do spray foam insulation, and I told him he was crazy. But he sold me on it. So we went ahead, I got the equipment, and we built our first rig, and we've been spraying foam since. But my journey with BNI was pretty phenomenal. It's been very, very good for me. I left oil and gas right in probably May. I was laid off, and we started this thing in May. I joined BNI in early
May
June.
2020?
Yes.
Okay.
So I started with MC Moneymakers in early June, and it's been phenomenal for me.
So basically, you open the company. 2 months later, you become a member of MC Moneymakers. Mm-hmm. And what has it done for you?
Well, first of all, let's just, besides the money, because that's what we're all here for, right?
Sure.
Is to make a living.
Well, we want to make a living. We
Absolutely.
want to see our business grow. We want to be able to support our families and,
Absolutely.
and help our other members as well do the same.
The first thing I will say is, and I don't know about all members in all chapters, but MC Moneymakers, we all truly, really like each other. So I instantly had 20 to 30 brand new best friends.
Yeah.
Out of that, I have made up to this year in sales about $100,000 from BNI that I would have never found before.
So here's a question for you. I don't know if you have it off the top of your head or not, but what percentage of your business do you think comes from BNI? Not talking dollars and cents, just a percentage,
50.
percentage-wise. 50%. That is an unbelievable number, for any business owner. You know, I'm reaching and I'm hoping that BNI will provide that much for me in the future. I don't quite get that high, but it's amazing. So congratulations on all your
Thank you.
success. And obviously, if you weren't good at what you did, they wouldn't still refer you, right?
Well, I appreciate that. Thank you.
So tell us a little bit about the world that you work in, insulation, spray foam. You know, obviously we know pretty much every home should have it, needs it.
Absolutely.
And if you don't have it, you know, you really should look into it. So give us a little bit of the detail on why spray foam is the way to go versus the other, you know, traditional ways of doing it.
A lot of people don't realize, but fiberglass insulation, the blown insulation in your attic, is blown in at generally anywhere between 10 and 12 inches deep. And that gets you to your R value, resistance value, so that most people understand R value to insulation value. So, which is kind of the truth. What happens is...
So what does that mean in like English?
I'm sorry. So in English, what that means is the resistance between hot to cold.
Okay.
So if I have one room that's hot and the other room that's cold, I'm trying to get the resistance higher to keep that from penetrating to what I'm trying to protect.
Okay.
Hot or cold.
That makes sense.
So in 5 years' time, I tell everybody they should have their insulation checkup. And people think, well, it's there, why not? The problem that you have is with fiberglass insulation, it will settle. And if it settles 2 inches, you've lost 80% of your R value.
Okay, so that's obviously, that means you're going to be paying a lot more in your electric
Yes,
bills, right?
your electric bills go skyrocketing, especially here in Houston with the heat. With foam insulation, your R value never drops. It is a once and done.
Permanent.
It is very much so. If it's done properly, it's there forever, and you have the R value that you need to withstand the heat. I like to spray closed cell foam insulation, and that's what I brought with me today is closed cell insulation, and you can see how very dense it is.
Right.
And that is for your benefit. So 1 inch of closed cell insulation is R7. 1 inch of fiberglass insulation is R3.5.
Okay, that sounds like a big difference in
It does.
scientific terms. So tell me in terms of wallet terms for most homeowners, what does that
So-
mean for them as far as their expenses and their electric bill, and maybe even, you know, what it costs to put it in versus
Absolutely.
Versus your other type?
So to dive further to that, to get to the pocketbook, what I tell everybody is building code is R21 or better in your attic.
Okay.
So when you blow in insulation, you're at R30. You're well above that. That's great, right? But it diminishes. So if I can come back in and spray foam your attic, and if your air conditioner is up to par and doing what it's supposed to do, generally I can save anywhere between 30 to 50% of your electric bills.
That's pretty amazing. And of course, that's permanent, like you said.
Absolutely.
So you do it once, you spray and done, right?
That's
You
absolutely
do it
right.
once, and you're saving 30 to 50% on your electric bill going forward for however long you own that house. You know,
Absolutely.
for most people, that's at the very least 5, in some cases 20, 30 years. So that's a lot of money that stacks up. What about the installation costs?
The installation costs are typically a lot more than what your fiberglass would be due to the fact that we're actually putting multiple inches of foam on the roof deck itself. So generally we're like 3 inches thick, which would get you to R21, where we're $1.10 a board foot, and a board foot is an inch square by 1 inch thick.
Okay.
So fiberglass insulation is generally $1 a square foot, which is the footprint of your home. So it is a lot more upfront, but you save that back tenfold in long-term living.
It's like putting on a metal roof versus a composite shingle roof. Guys,
Absolutely.
at the very end of the day, you might pay a little bit more at the front end, but at the very end of the day, you're going to save a lot more money going forward.
My average homeowner will generally email me back, wow, you know, Steve, you saved me, you know, 50% on my light bill in August, you know, and my light bill used to be $500, now it's $250.
Right.
I mean, you start spreading that out, it makes a big difference
It adds
fast.
up quick. Yeah.
Absolutely.
What about the types of homes that you're doing? So, you know, I think, for example, I was looking at your website, great website, by the way.
Thank you.
And I said, you know, he probably does a lot of new homes. I wonder if he does, you know, so where does most of your business come from? Is it new homeowners? Is it people with existing homes that maybe they're noticing that they have, you know, pretty severe leakage? happening of their installation?
So that's a great question, and I began wanting to do metal buildings. That was my want.
Okay.
That's the builder that I really wanted to get connected with. But I've found that about 75% of my business is retrofitting foam to homes that are already existing. That the homeowners realize that they're paying out an exorbitant amount of money to their electric bills and so forth, and they're trying to figure out how to recoup their money and save money. That's, I would say,
not
probably.
to mention that also, if you're talking about homes in like the 70s, 60s, 50s, there's a lot of there's a lot of cracks in those homes. A lot of ways for that. With the windows and everything else, a lot of ways for that heat to escape.
Absolutely. And what we find that with closed cell foam is 92% effective. So it not only is an air barrier, it's a moisture barrier, and you're getting your insulation on top of that. So it's a trifecta for the insulation world.
That's great. Another question for you. How long does it take to install this stuff? I mean, so this thing, I don't know if you guys can see this, but it's pretty thick, but this is literally hard as a board. I'm sure that you have to be very careful when you're spraying this stuff up in the attic or anywhere else. We do. And we do a very good job of coming in, masking off all of the HVA system, the hot water heaters, all of that kind of stuff, and we apply it to the top deck of the roof. What most homes is a day application. Okay.
If we need to come in and vacuum out the old fiberglass because it's, like you said, 1960, 1950, it's not healthy for you to have it anymore.
Right.
That might be another day of process.
You might even run into the A word, right? Asbestos.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And then we get into a little bit bigger of a problem because we have to have it remediated properly. But, most of the stuff that we run into is, insects, rat droppings, so forth, and it's not healthy for you to have that in the house.
Right.
So we vacuum that out, and then we'll apply our foam to the roof deck.
Can you tell me a little bit about what types of clients you're looking for? So what's your ideal referral right now?
Really, I believe we'll stay in the same wheelhouse. That my ideal referral is anyone that has an electric bill that's crazy, that they need to get a handle on it. I think myself or an HVAC person is the people to solve that problem for them, because they're losing money of either they're uninsulated or their air conditioning system is just not up to par. Right. And that's what we can do to help.
And funny enough, we have an AC person coming in right behind you. Your AC partner.
Yeah.
So do you guys do a lot of business together?
We do. And Brian he's phenomenal. And we have a game that we play with each other called Giver's Guilt. Not Giver's Game, but we call it Giver's Guilt, because when I find a job, I call him and go, ha, 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 I got one for you. And then it's not very far. He can't take it, and he'll get me one right back.
Oh, so you guys are having a competition on
Absolutely.
Who's generating more business for the other.
Absolutely.
So who's winning?
Brian?
Oh,
always.
Well, that's great. Great to hear. And what about, how do people get in touch with you?
They can contact me at Victory Installation, www.victory Installation, or my cell phone number is 832-693-8115. All estimates are always free. I'll go 100 miles in any direction from Houston to give estimates, to do work, anything of that nature.
Okay.
But it's all about trying to help people.
Okay. And anything specific for your BNI members out there? You know, any words of advice, or
if they have
holler out to somebody?
Well, you know, my MC Moneymakers are always in my corner, and I love them to death. And they've done nothing but support me and prop me up, and I give a 10% discount to any BNI member.
That sounds pretty good. So yet another benefit of being a BNI member.
Absolutely.
We really appreciate your time. All the best for you with your business and everything else, and I'm sure that we'll be in touch soon.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Stay with us. We'll be back with another guest shortly. Bye-bye.
COVID-19 transformed the way we do business. Now more than ever, fast lead generation and customer retention will determine if a business survives or not. The NowMedia Video Business Card is designed to be sent using your smartphone. It's the next generation business card that will open the door for you while keeping social distancing. The NowMedia Video Business Card is affordable for anyone from startups to multinational companies and is already being used by hundreds of businesses. Stay open, stay in business. Call us today.
buy a house with a pool, you're probably thinking about sunny days, relaxing in your backyard, taking a fresh dip, or entertaining your friends and family at a barbecue party. But something to take into consideration is that swimming pools require constant maintenance, cleaning, and repairs. SSD Pools is the best resource for full cleaning, maintenance, repair, or restoration of swimming pools in the Houston area. We specialize in weekly cleaning, repairs, and remodels, and we offer a variety of services for residential or commercial pools, including green to clean, cartridge filter cleaning, pool remodel and replaster, DE filter disassembly and cleaning, tile restoration, underwater repairs, and UGB drain conversions, deco seal replacement. At SSD Pools, we do everything from basic pool cleaning to major repairs for all types of pools. No matter how difficult your pool repair may be, we know we can do it all. We also offer 100% guarantee in all of our services, and our objective is to keep our clients safe and treat them like family while offering the best personalized service, because we know that a happy client is our best reference. Turn your pool from swampy to sparkly and call SSD Pool today to schedule a free estimate at 832-931-3504 or visit our webpage at ssdpools.com.
Hi, I'm Karina Rodriguez, President of Exfinia Financial Services. Let me ask you a few questions. How prepared are you to reach your financial goals? To pay for your kids' education, to buy a house, or start a business? Do you know how much money you will need for retirement? Do you have a plan that will allow you to live peacefully after retirement and later in life? Are you prepared to face unexpected situations, such as a chronic illness, an accident, or an untimely death? How will your family be protected? At Exfinia Financial Services, our mission is to help you answer these questions and to design a financial plan that covers all the areas that are relevant to your family or your business. Most importantly, a plan that gives you peace. Some of our services include a detailed assessment of your current financial situation, creating a plan for establishing an emergency fund and protection, debt management, tax optimization, as well as estate planning. Some of our financial strategies protect your capital against drops in the financial markets while benefiting when the market rises. We offer these services at no cost to you. Take control of your financial well-being. Contact us and we will be happy to assist you, whether you live in the US or abroad, regardless of your migratory status. Let us be part of your financial success and stability.
All right, welcome back to the BNI Now show. We're live here from our studios in Houston. Thank you for NowMedia for allowing us to produce this show here, and also Leraldo. If you guys don't know this, NowMedia is also branching out into open air TV, so you can see us currently on 21.10 KVQT in the greater Houston area. Also, as of March, going to be expanding to 27.10 in Beaumont. And I believe that there's going to be an announcement coming out pretty soon. There's an additional channel that they've purchased also in Lake Charles. So looking forward to that. And of course, working pretty soon to be on your local cable channel as well. Another great guest we have today, also part of MC Moneymakers. Guy's a bit of a celebrity, to be honest with you, in the BNI circles. And the reason is he's been the president for MC Moneymakers, has done a phenomenal job with that chapter, growing it, turning it into really a powerhouse, one of the sort of seminal chapters in Houston, always at the very top as far as the number of members, the number of referrals, or the excitement of the members also in the group. So it's great to have you here. We got Brian Gessner.
Thank
How
you
you
very
doing,
much for
Brian?
having me.
Yeah.
Doing great.
And Brian is the owner of Prestige Heating and AC. Did I get that right?
You did?
All right. So Brian's been the president for MC Moneymakers for what, almost 2 years now?
Almost 2 years.
Yeah, that's a long haul in BNI terms. You see how that's
It
a
is.
lot of.
It is.
He's actually 20 years old, but BNI 2 years of BNI leadership has
Right.
done this to him. Tell us a little bit about your journey with BNI and how that sort of dovetails into your business.
So about 3 years ago, I had an employee of mine in BNI, and we parted ways. And so immediately I got a call from one of our members, Laura Vasquez, and she just bugged the heck out of me until I came up there and visited. And I really,
you got to fill up your space, right?
that's it.
Yeah.
You got to take your chair. So I came up there, and I really, I was kind of bugged by it. I didn't want to do this. I didn't want to participate in something like this. After one meeting, I was sold.
Yeah.
And I just kept coming back, and then I went ahead and took over the chair. And here we are 3 years later. I've been, elected president twice. My company we've passed out 2.4 million, and thank you for closed business.
Wow,
and
that
we've
is
brought in
unbelievable.
1.1 million in 3 years.
That's pretty amazing. That's the power of BNI.
It is.
I mean, if you work it,
Yeah.
you got to work it, right? Because we all know that there are members, in general that, they come in and maybe they say, okay, well, everything's just going to start coming to me by itself. And that's not the way it works. You got to get in there. You got to work the program. You got to work the relationships. You got to create those opportunities for you. BNI gives you the tools. They give you the infrastructure to do that.
Right.
But it's really up to each member to sort of make the most of it. And it certainly sounds like your chapter has, done a great job in doing that.
So one of my mentors put it very, very eloquently a couple of weeks ago, and she said, look, every single time I feel like BNI is not working for me, I look at my power of one, and guess what? I'm not working for BNI.
Yeah. There's always something that's amiss, right?
That's
Either
it.
you're not doing the one-to-ones,
Yeah.
or you're not keeping up with, or maybe you're not giving referrals, you're
Right.
not bringing visitors. There's a lot that goes into it.
Yeah.
What about your business? So tell us about your business and how BNI is impacted there. I mean, I don't want to, you talked a little bit about the numbers.
Yeah.
What's the percentage of business that you get from BNI, you think?
It goes up and down throughout the year because we're a little bit seasonal, but generally about 20%.
Okay, that's a
Yeah.
big number.
And it is a big number
Yeah.
because we're a larger
You guys are-
company.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
And so heating and air, obviously, you're a little. I'm the owner of an insurance agency. We're a little bit of a commodity, as is heating and air. There's,
Yeah.
There's a million different companies that you can call.
That's right.
Why Prestige?
Because we bring the education to the table. We are going to be here. We just celebrated our 13th year in business.
Oh, yeah.
Our men do not leave us. We have technicians that have worked for us for 10 years.
Well, that says a lot, especially in
yeah,
that industry.
exactly. So if my men don't leave me, you can only imagine how we treat our clients.
Right.
And so it's, we have great pricing, but above that, we don't really focus on the pricing or the equipment. We focus on how we treat the client, and we just really want to make you a client forever.
That sounds like a great business plan.
Yeah.
That's sort of similar to mine. Residential, commercial, both, from
We're,
chillers all the way down to little tiny window units.
Man, you took my line right there. Yeah, we do everything in between your grandma's little window unit, all the way up to we've remodeled 2 floors of what used to be called the Transco Towers.
Okay.
Chill water, yeah. So everything in between, refrigeration, and we also design it for you if you need. So a lot
you
of
guys have engineers on staff then.
yeah, so a lot of commercial build-outs will come to us and say, hey, our architects didn't really feel comfortable drawing out the plans for the air conditioning. We can handle that for you. And we do that for free.
That's amazing. What else has been going on? So COVID, almost everybody has been affected by COVID in one way, shape, or form. Of course, we're now in this online world, although we are lucky enough to be here in person. Tell me a little bit about how COVID has impacted your business and what have you guys done to adapt?
So as soon as COVID hit January of 2020, we all kind of came together as a company and we stepped back and said, look, we need to do something different. We need to kind of not really reinvent ourselves, but come up with something that's going to carry us through this because it looks like it's going to last for a long time.
Yeah.
So we decided to focus on air quality because that's what everybody was concerned about at the time.
Sure.
And still are. And so we started offering free air quality checks. So we come into your home, we check the system, we make sure it's clean, clean, clean. We check for the quality of the air, we check for mold, bacteria, anything that may be growing in the system, and then we just give you a free report. And
How
then it's up to
do you go about checking all of that, by the way?
We have instruments that test all of that stuff.
Okay.
They're a little pricey, yeah.
I can imagine. It's not easy. I mean, I know mold.
Yeah.
That's a really heavy word. Most people think about mold, and
Right.
they think about all of the things that could possibly go wrong,
Well,
their health and everything else.
I took 2 years off of my career about 12 years ago. 15 years ago. I took 2 years off my career and decided to go work for a mold company so I could learn more about it. And I worked under a microbiologist for 2 years, and so I learned a lot. And so now I bring that education to the table at Prestige.
Yeah, that's also quite impressive. I know mold and remediation typically is a world of its own.
Yeah.
So the fact that you've been exposed to that also is a huge value added for anybody that's looking for just maintenance. You want to make sure you get mold early.
Right.
It's sort of like when you get sick, you want to make sure you get to that doctor early, get checked out, make sure that everything's in order. Because if something is amiss, and it's early, you can normally squash that pretty quickly.
Exactly, if you take care of it quickly.
Right.
Yeah.
What else is going on in the world of AC and as it relates to COVID? Is there anything specific that you guys do?
There is.
Regarding to COVID?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
So we were just invited to be one of the very first companies to start selling this product. It's an ionizer, an air ionizer, and it mounts right at the rear of your air conditioner in your attic, and it filters all of the air coming through the entire system. And so what most people don't think about is, yeah, we can wear a mask all we want, but as soon as we take mask off inside of a conditioned environment, the return air is picking up that airborne disease, it's transferring it through the air conditioning system, and then it's spreading it throughout the entire development there.
Yeah, so it sort of defeats the whole purpose.
It defeats the entire purpose, and people aren't putting this together. And so these ionizers kill 99.4% of COVID.
So when you say ionizer, what is an ionizer actually?
So it basically charges the particles in the air, and it negatively or positively charges particles, and it will just basically kill them.
So it's basically electrocuting the air.
It is kind of electrocuting the air molecules, yes.
That's that's the normal way to say it. You're
Right.
electrocuting the air molecules.
Yeah.
That's pretty amazing. How have you guys done with that? I mean, I assume that you guys have probably sold quite a bit of those.
Really well, and we're keeping the cost of them really close to our cost because, quite frankly, it's getting us indoors and it's building us more clientele. So we're just using it as a tool and then hopefully helping the community as well.
Does that also work for allergies? So I know a lot of people worry, we have a lot of people that are affected by allergies.
Yeah.
In Houston, we have, seasons, with the pollen and everything else, it goes up quite a bit during certain parts of the year. Does it also work for allergies?
Yeah, so it will attack mold, bacteria, the SARS virus, you name it. I mean, it just cleans everything. And there's no maintenance on it either.
Wow.
And I think it has like a 7-year warranty.
So it's like having a bouncer on your AC.
Yeah, exactly.
All the unwanted
Yeah.
things get bounced out.
Exactly.
Let's talk a little bit about MC Moneymakers too.
Yes.
There's been a lot of excitement, BNI, ever since we've gone online, leadership, corporate, they've tried to keep up with everything that's been going on, keep their members happy, keep everybody engaged, keep everybody active and making money, because that is ultimately the goal of all of the BNI chapters.
Right.
BNI is there to help you grow your business, number one, and number two, and everything in between. That is the main goal. Some chapters have adapted quite well to online, and other chapters have struggled. There's probably a ton of different reasons why that's happening, but I have heard your name before. I know that you guys have participated in the leadership meetings, talked a little bit about how you've maintained that participation up. Not only that, how you guys have grown. I mean, frankly, you guys have grown significantly since COVID started.
Right.
Would you think that the opposite would be true? So tell us a little bit about how you've ingested or how you've energized your group that way.
We basically just decided to create a culture. And that culture is based around holding people accountable. It's based around being energetic all the time. And it's also based around really getting together with our membership team and ensuring that the people that they bring into our group are the people that fit within our culture. And that has just made us You know, Steve, who was just interviewed before, was talking about how everyone in that room is his best friend. It's me too. Every one of those people in that room are my best friend, and we hang out all the time.
Right.
You know,
BNI. This is not an official BNI
Not an official BNI
events. We're
get-together.
talking about outside of BNI.
Yes, at my house. Yes.
We got to make that distinction
Right.
because BNI doesn't like anybody meeting in formal terms.
Right.
But that's great, and of course it's necessary, right? We
It
need
is.
that in order to maintain these relationships.
Right.
So we're running out of time a little bit. I want to go focus back on your business again. So what's your ideal client? You know, AC obviously is a very, very broad field from, you know, new installation, maybe developers, maybe it's just a homeowner. What type of client are you looking for
Our
right
ideal
now?
client is a homeowner.
Okay.
Homeowners lead to everything else. The way that you get commercial clients is you happen to service a homeowner that owns a building or a restaurant or something,
Right.
or is a landlord, you know, and so that just leads into the commercial work as well. And so the residential is what we really try to go after.
Do you guys have any, how does the onboarding of a new client, so let's say I have a problem with my AC, I'm noticing that it's just not cold enough or not hot enough. How does the process work with Prestige?
So you can get in touch with us a plethora of different ways, but say you just call the office, you're going to speak with Miranda, our office manager. She speaks with all of our clients. She'll line you out. She'll get a service call set up. A technician will come out. It's $75 to come out to the house to diagnose everything, and then we come down with the full report. We sit down with you and we just go over what we found and the associated cost, and then it's your decision what you want to do.
Fantastic. So now you know, if you guys have any problems with your AC, especially now, it's been cold out. I know that when I turn on that heat, it smells horrible the first day.
Yeah.
I don't know what it's all about, but I got to call you about that. Reach out to him. Brian Gessner, great guy, great BNI member, great company. We'll be back with our next guest in a couple of minutes, and stay with us.
COVID-19 transformed the way we do business. Now more than ever, fast lead generation and customer retention will determine if a business survives or not. The NowMedia video business card is designed to be sent using your smartphone. It's the next generation business card that will open the door for you while keeping social distancing. The NowMedia video business card is affordable for anyone from startups to multinational companies and is already being used by hundreds of businesses. Stay open, stay in business. Call us today.
Do you want to experience the ease and convenience of the latest and most advanced home security system? Are you going away on vacation and want to have peace of mind while you're not at your home or at your office? According to the FBI, a robbery occurs every 13 seconds, and homes and businesses without a security system are 300% more likely to be burglarized. Hog Security provides security solutions to residential and small businesses in the state of Texas and from California to Georgia, building a custom-tailored security setup that matches your needs. Whether it is home security, fire and carbon monoxide detection, flood detection, connected senior care, managed video surveillance solutions, alarm monitoring, and life safety. In addition to fire and carbon monoxide detection, Hog Security has a smart home and business integration, expanding security services to a lifestyle solution, keeping customers connected to their home and businesses from anywhere in the world, from their tablet or mobile device, so you can have peace of mind even if you're not at home or in your office. Reduce your energy cost, scheduling automatic changes in thermostats or lighting. And because we rely on our heroes every single day, Hog Security offers security services discounts to military personnel, veterans, first responders, educators, and hospital personnel. Our mission is to keep our clients safe, treat them like family, and provide them with a user-friendly security system with personalized customer service 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. For integrity, honesty, passion, and excellent customer service, take a strong step today toward getting protected and call Rosanna Torres at 832-863-8574, because every home and business is unique and every security system should be unique too.
Oiga, y amigos de nuestra mañana, quiero compartirles una gran noticia. NowMedia TV anunció hoy que ha finalizado las negociaciones para adquirir el canal de televisión Covet, canal 27.10 en Belmont, Texas. Y con esta adquisición, NowMedia TV, junto con su socio estratégico Heraldo Media Group, se expanden para atender a más de 13 millones de espectadores y se convierten además en el canal con más cobertura bilingüe en Texas. La transmisión oficial en Belmont, Texas, empezará el próximo 1 de marzo del 2021 y va a incluir su programación de noticieros presentados por periodistas radiofónicos consagrados como Mario Maldonado, Sergio Sarmiento, Lupita Juárez, Adela Micha, Salvador García Soto, Javier Solórzano, Michelle Rayer, Sherman Ong, Gilsi Sánchez, Eduardo Hurtado, Gustavo Soto, Alberto Tudela y también Rick Gutiérrez. Juan Guevara Torres, presidente del Consejo y director general de NowMedia Group, comentó que con esta segunda adquisición fortalecerá la presencia en el estado de Texas con contenido bilingüe empresarial de alta calidad, además de abrir opciones únicas para nuestros anunciantes en México, dijo, y en los Estados Unidos, fortaleciendo al mismo tiempo la relación que tienen ellos con Heraldo Media Group.
Graphic design, banners, brochures, business cards, posters, any printing you need for your company's branding, Priority Printing SS is your solution. With more than 30 years of experience, Priority Printing SS has been the preferred solution for hundreds of companies for any printed materials. At Priority Printing SS, they believe in listening to you, bringing you creative ideas to effective results. Your printed materials talk about your company. Make sure they open the door for you. Trust your printed materials to the experts. Call Priority Printing SS at 713-575-9800 and let Priority Printing SS handle with ease all your printing needs.
Great to have you here with us. We're live here. This is the BNI Now show. We're on NowMedia TV, going out live right now to the greater Houston area, soon to be also in Beaumont and Lake Charles. So we have our next guest. The next guest represents a company that actually, in some way, shape, or form, it's not official, but I've noticed that there's a lot of representatives from this company in BNI. I think that the owner is somehow connected to Dr. Meisner, who is the founder of BNI. They've got a fantastic product. I use them myself. I want you to welcome Lori Ash, and she's here representing Send Out Cards. Hi, Lori.
Hi, thank you for having me.
No, it's great to have you here. Tell us a little bit about Send Out Cards. What is Send Out Cards? And why is it important? I mean, what would you use Send Out Cards for?
Wow, that's a fantastic question. All right, so Send Out Cards is, we actually have a strategic business partnership with BNI.
I knew there had to be something there because I've seen there's so many. I mean, I don't know how many there are, but there's got to be probably just in Houston, I'd be 6 or 8 different reps and different chapters, right?
Oh yes, absolutely, right. So Send Out Cards is a relationship building system.
Okay.
And our customers
sort of like BNI.
Exactly, right. And that's which is why we just work so great together. Send Out Cards is also the U.S. Post Office largest first-class customer.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay, so
yes.
You guys are, Amazon is behind you guys.
Yes.
It used to be.
First-class customers because they do, you know,
parcels,
the bulk,
right,
parcels,
packages,
right,
okay.
Right. And so you would use Send Out Cards to build relationships with people that you've just met Also to maintain relationships with the customers that you currently have so that you stay top of mind with them. And then also I like to send thank you cards to my other BNI people that give me referrals and all that, just as an extra touch, something in their mailbox to say thank you for the referral. I really do appreciate you sending me business.
So we're talking about an actual piece of mail.
Yes.
Like we're going way, way, way old school. Yes. We're going back to basics. And I assume that the reason why it works so well is because, frankly, I mean, I remember maybe I'm dating myself, but I remember when I was young, my mom would write out the thank you cards. She'd put them in the mail, send them out, for whatever reason, thank you for helping with this or that. And there really was that personal touch. And back then people used to get, letters in the mail, personalized things in the mail, and people would be excited, frankly, to check their mail. Nowadays, it's really more of a dreadful type of a process because of all the junk we all get, right?
Right. But I'll tell you what, I receive all kinds of thank yous and shout outs on Facebook because of the cards.
Yeah.
And then, of course, there are the absolutely delicious brownies that you can get, right?
That's what's so great about it.
Right.
It's just like with all this stuff that you get, you have that sort of jewel, right, that's sitting there, sort of diamond in the rough that you don't really expect. And that's why it stands out so much, because nobody sends, not a lot of people, not say nobody, but not a lot of people send out cards.
Right. And I got to tell you, have you ever seen anybody post a thank you on Facebook for a really great email? Anybody said, wow, look at this email I just received? No, they don't do that. But if you send somebody a heartfelt card with a thank you, and the cards always arrive at just the right time. And, I see it all the time. People will say thank you for the brownies, or thank you just for this, or just thank you for thinking of me.
Well, I'm in insurance. I use send out cards.
Yep.
And one of the ways that I use it in my office is when I meet people, I, sometimes we'll take a picture. I'll put the picture on the card, put a little message there saying it's great to meet you. Here's a little keepsake of our meeting together. Keep me in mind whenever you want to take a look at your insurance. And it really does work unbelievably well. I mean, 9 times out of 10, I'll get a call saying,
there you go.
Wow, this is amazing. I got this picture of you and me, and thank you so much for the card. I've never gotten anything like this.
Right, and I'm sure you have your own branding on the back of the card as well.
Absolutely, yes.
Right, so you have your picture there. They already have your contact info, and it's just a really great, personal touch. And so when now, you were talking about BNI, and when we have people that visit our chapter, what we do is the visitors, first of all, they get a phone call right away thanking them for coming, right?
Okay.
And then they get a thank you email, and then they get a thank you card. So they're getting 3 touches.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's a great way to have them keep in touch with the chapter as well, and maybe even apply.
Yep. Absolutely.
As far as business is concerned, so obviously this can be used for any number of purposes, from personal to business. What kind of business are you looking at? I mean, are you looking primarily for business type clients for this system?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So how does a business benefit from having a send out cards account?
Well, okay. Again, I know you just have these really fantastic questions. So I have one customer who owns 2. Can I say the name of the place?
Sure.
It's Christian Brothers.
Okay.
Automotive, and the gentleman owns 2 franchises, and he will send out cards, just thank you for coming in every single week, when people come in for the first time.
Right.
And so that's a really great way to do that. And then, of course, real estate people, they're really good about it. And then business coaches, they really see the benefit of it, and so they will promote that to their clients.
Right.
Okay. But it's not just the one-off. It's not just the one card. Send Out Cards has created drip campaigns that are specific to different industries. So there's actually a drip campaign.
There's one for insurance.
Yes, there is. Yes, and one for real estate, and one for finance, and for automotive. And what's great is, as you know, you can you have your drip campaign, you get it set up with all your branding on the back, and then you can just go right in and take your contacts and
load them in. Yeah.
Put it together, and that drip campaign is going to go out right on time, just every so often. You don't even have to think about it again.
Right. That's a great thing. It's a great time saver. So, we used to do these cards manually.
Yes.
But I found that through the cards, we've set up a template. Of course, we always personalize it in one way, shape, or form. That's the benefit of it, right? You want to make sure that this hits with that particular client. But those drip campaigns have really been, quite beneficial as well, because you're keeping in touch with that client. You're keeping that client, aware of your services, aware of your company, making sure that they don't go anywhere else. In my business, it's pretty cutthroat business. People for a couple dollars might move one way or the other because everybody has to pay for insurance all the time. And I found that these campaigns really help retain a lot more clients.
Right, because then they feel that they have a personal relationship with you, and they feel that they've come to know you as a person, and so you are somebody that they learn to know, like, and trust.
Right.
And so they're going to turn to you, and they're going to refer their people to you too.
And it works. It works like a charm.
It absolutely works. And you can also, not everybody knows this, but there's a sheet that you can print out off of the Send Out Cards website and write in your ABCs and 1, 2, 3s, and then up to 4 signatures. Scan that in and send it to the home office.
Okay.
They'll put it in for you, and then that way, as you're typing, it's still printed, but it's in your own handwriting. And
Wow.
you
See, I haven't done that yet, but I learned something every day.
There you go.
The other thing that I use it for, I know that there's gifts available. So you mentioned the brownies. The brownies are great. I use there's an option for you to send a gift card.
Yes.
Whether it's Target, whether it's a Starbucks card, or now actually you guys are allowing us to send, I think, Visa. Are they Visa cards?
It's Visa. Let's see. There's Starbucks, Visa, American Express, Fanatics. So they can go to fanatics.com and buy something off of the website there. Also, Home Depot.
Yeah.
Which
And
is
it
really
works
great.
great. We have referrals. We have some clients, and we send it. Thank you so much for sending us a referral, and we'll send that out to the customer, and that always gets a call back. Thank you so much for thinking of me. Thanks for. It's another way to engage with your customers.
Yeah.
They had a pretty big announcement. I want to say I don't know exactly what it is.
Yes.
But what's going on with send out cards? There's something strange happening, or some news brewing regarding send out cards. What can you tell us a little bit about that?
We are so excited. All right. So Cody Bateman, he has rolled out this new company. It's I just went trying. Greener still. It took me a minute.
Okay.
There. I had to visualize it and all
Well, it's
that.
brand
Just
new.
rolled
That's
out.
all right.
Absolutely brand new. So anyway, so it's Greener Still, and it's more or less an umbrella for 6 different companies underneath.
Okay.
One of which is Send Out Cards.
All right.
And then there is Bella Cadeau, which is going to be high-end gifting. So we've taken, instead of the cards, they've kind of flipped that. And so now it's about the gifts.
Okay.
And so we're talking Rockwell watches and games and things like that. Some really, really nice gifts. And then there's a virtual assistant, and then just other things. So there'll be and it all kind of works together, because Send Out Cards, it's a relationship building thing. So if let's say you have somebody who's just super busy, they don't really have time to get out and gather the names and get the cards out. Now, see, you can be set up with your own virtual assistant, and they can help you with that.
Well, it seems like they're growing, so that's great. It's great to know. Last thing I'll ask is, how do people get in touch with you, Laurie?
All right. Well, they can email me. It's Laurie, Laurie, at cardsthatbuild.com.
Okay.
And then I'm also currently serving as VP for Woodlands Winning Edge.
Oh, the VP. That's a tough position.
Yeah, I'm loving it though. We have some fantastic people.
That's great.
And I know Brian Gessner really well. You just had him on, and he's a very dear friend of mine. And so
I'll hit her up on email.
Yeah,
now you know.
Yeah, hit me up on email. So it's Laurie at cardsthatbuild.com. And I mean, I can put my phone number out.
Yeah,
there too.
absolutely.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Call me at 281-799-1699.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Laurie. I highly recommend it. If you are looking for something to set yourself apart, maintain your customer relationships, keep your clients and retention up, consider Send Out Cards. It really is a great tool. That being said, we'll be right back with our last guest. Stay with us, and see you soon.
Hi, I'm Sandra Mendez Hassan, Executive Business Advisor, Key Business Strategist, and Management Specialist with Extraordinary HCBI. I work with business owners and executives to help them achieve their goals, implementing the right strategy, and developing leaders that turn their dreams into reality. Do you have a business idea and need to know how to launch it? Based on your vision, do you have the criteria or entrepreneurial mindset to achieve your goals? Do you have what it takes to motivate your team so they can be more proactive and productive? Would you like to learn how to get more clients and close more businesses? At Extraordinary HCBI, we take businesses to the next level by providing them with resources, counseling, and implementing strategies that work because we want your business to thrive. We also assist businesses and aspiring entrepreneurs on the initial steps of their business plan development, creating financial projections and guiding them on how to create a financial package that will work for their business. Because your success is our success, take a decisive step today and call me at 832-660-4291 and let Extraordinary HCBI turn your dreams into reality.
COVID-19 transformed the way we do business. Now more than ever, fast lead generation and customer retention will determine if a business survives or not. The NowMedia video business card is designed to be sent using your smartphone. It's the next generation business card that will open the door for you while keeping social distancing. The NowMedia video business card is affordable for anyone from startups to multinational companies and is already being used by hundreds of businesses. Stay open, stay in business. Call us today.
Welcome back. Here we are, still live, BNI Now. Thanks for sticking with us. We have our final guest now, and we've saved some of the best for last. Okay, we have an attorney now present with us, so I'm gonna have to be careful what I say here. I don't want to get into any trouble. Welcome, Shakiva Davis from the S. Davis Law Group. Is that right? The S. Davis Law Group, or is it Shakiva Davis Law Group?
So Shakiva Davis with the S. Davis Law Group. That's correct. Yes.
Well, welcome here. Thanks for taking the time to come down and see us. The world of law. Okay, so assume that like everything else, you know, COVID has made an impact on the way that you deal with your clients, how you're dealing with the clients. I know that the court system is sort of bonkers right now. Everything's going through Zoom, from what I understand. I took a look at your website. It seems like you do a pretty wide array of things at your law group. But what is your main let's say your main branch of law? Is corporate law, right?
Yeah. So business law. I actually hold a business chair with BNI. With the Synergy Group. So business law is my main practice areas, but I also have intellectual property and real estate law that I also do, but based in contracts still. So
okay, all right. So it's all corporate. So that's one of the largest branches of law, obviously. Tell us a little bit about your experience with BNI. So how long have you been in BNI?
So I'm still within my first year in BNI, so I'm pretty new.
Well, congratulations! You're in a great group. Shout out to all my people from Synergy. That was my first BNI chapter. Love everybody there. How's it going for you in BNI? What's your experience been like?
So it's definitely been interesting just because of the pandemic. So we've had to switch from doing in-person meetings to doing the Zoom meetings.
Did you have a chance to do the in-person before transitioning to Zoom?
Only two.
Only two. Well, at least you had a little taste of it, right?
Yeah, I did.
It was just quite different.
Yeah, it definitely is different. So we've made those adjustments, but I'm definitely enjoying getting to know everybody in the chapter, and I've recruited some new members in our chapter, and so that's been really awesome.
Fantastic. And as far as corporate law is concerned, what's your main purpose? What's your main type of client? How do you go out there and market yourself to potential clients? Are you looking for very large companies? Are you looking for medium-sized to smaller companies? Do you specify or do you specialize in any kind of industry, or is it just more of a broad-based approach?
So a lot of our clients are small to mid-sized business because we are a small to mid-sized law firm.
Okay.
And so being able to have those personal relationships with our clients are really important. And so it's really exciting when we get to help a company form and then see them grow and expand. And so I've experienced that with a lot of my clients. And so one of my bigger clients was an investment group. And so they did a merger last year.
That's
and
a lot of
so-
paperwork, right? Mergers, you got to be careful.
Yeah,
Make sure all those
absolutely.
T's are crossed and I's are dotted.
Yes, definitely. And so that was really, really exciting. And so you get to kind of practice in a lot of areas with that. So really enjoy working with small to mid-sized businesses.
And mainly that work consists of, are you an advisor? Do you work, do you work up contracts for them? Do you make sure that their infrastructure is set up in the right way? What exactly does being a corporate lawyer entail?
So all of the above. And so what our sweet spot that we found is acting as virtual general counsel for our clients,
Okay.
which sometimes it requires us to go on site to deal with, any issues or meetings that they're having. But for the most part, our clients are calling us, asking us contract questions, sending us contracts to review. We deal with a lot of formation and partnership agreements. So different things like that, if there's any disputes.
So do you have so for example, pricing wise, so you have clients that basically they have an individual need. I need this looked at. They go to you, get a particular contract price for that and be done. And also it sounds like you're on call for some of your clients, right? So maybe you
Yes.
have some sort of a monthly plan that, allows you to be, say, part of the group, but not part of the group permanently, right?
Yeah, so our clients actually have us on retainer, so most of them have a general counsel package with us, and so we are their attorney. We're just not full-time in-house, but we're a part of their team, and so love working with those clients. And sometimes we have, one-off transactions dealing with different issues, but for the most part, we have a long-standing relationship with our clients.
Okay, great. That's the technical term on retainer. I knew I was getting to something, but I didn't know what it was. I'm not a lawyer, obviously. COVID. Let's talk a little bit about COVID. I hate to bring it up all the time, but it's just this thing that won't go away, right?
It's our
We're
reality.
hoping that things will change soon with the vaccine being coming out and a lot of people getting vaccinated now, and hopefully by the end of the year, most of the population will be vaccinated and we'll be able to get back out there and have some sort of sense of normality. But how has COVID affected your business? Have you made any changes based on, the realities of that COVID has presented us with?
So I definitely have one of my clients, the investment group that I was telling you about, actually we lost a key member of the team due to COVID. So that was really, that impacted the way that we did business. And so we had to do some restructuring just because that was a key person that was lost. Yeah, so definitely has impacted my firm and how we do business. We always have been innovative, but this has forced us to be more innovative. So meeting with clients, on Zoom, which is something that we offered, but now it's the majority of how we meet.
Yeah. It becomes the standard,
Yeah,
you
it's
probably
the
have that
standard.
Zoom light. The other day they gave me one of those and I was like, okay, well, somebody said, you're really dark. I can barely see you. Okay, well, I guess I'll have to get that Zoom light.
Yeah,
You have that whole setup
absolutely.
there? I mean, it's,
I do. I had to get the ring light,
Yeah.
and you make sure that your sound is okay. And so my background is in music, so that's definitely sound
really?
is a
That's
really important
interesting.
part.
Music and attorney.
Yes.
That's a pretty unique combination. What
It
did you
is.
do in music? Would you play instruments or do you?
No, I sang, and
Oh,
so
okay.
yeah, I'm a trained classical vocalist. Yes.
Wow, so it's the singing attorney. That's great. Look, we just got to talk about your marketing a little later on. What else other than corporate law? You mentioned intellectual property, right?
Yes.
That's probably an area that a lot of people aren't very familiar with. I certainly am not. Can you tell us a little bit more about why somebody would need a lawyer in intellectual property?
Absolutely. It's really important for your business as you're creating, especially when you go into like service-based businesses, but even for product-based businesses, but specifically service-based businesses, you're creating a lot. And so just certain things that you're creating, if it's a product, if you're speaking, if you're, even this interview, right? So the actual video footage is something that you can copyright and something that you want to protect because you don't want people posting that in a way or altering it in a way that you didn't approve. And so